All right, we're back at top of Independence Avenue and 3rd, top of Capitol Hill. We're live. It's chilly. I don't know, 38 degrees or so, Destry, ballpark, about that or so. But we're bringing it. You know, we're toughing it out. Hopefully that wasn't too masculine, toxic for you, but we'll get to that in a second. Let's introduce Jason Nichols, University of Maryland professor, friend of the show. Jason, welcome.
Thank you. Thanks, Eric.
Let's talk a little. Let's get right to it.
Let's do it.
Is Trump a Russian asset?
Well, I think that, of course, the FBI had a duty to actually see if he was a Russian asset. So, whether he is or he isn't, I'm not in the investigation. I'm not sure. But one of the things that we have seen is that he seems to awfully like to advocate for the Russian state. And, it was odd. He made some odd statements, odd public statements that warranted an investigation.
Like what? Like what?
Telling Russia to look at Hillary Clinton's emails.
Dude, I watched that live.
Yeah.
It was done literally tongue in cheek, like, oh, you can't. Where are those emails? Hey, Russia, if you're spying, because they're accused of everyone of spying, we'd like to see those emails.
Advocating for Russia to join the G7. Meeting with Putin 5 times when he hasn't met with other leaders that many times. Pulling out of, or saying that he's going to pull out of Syria without any kind of warning or any kind of process.
On that one, he did say, as a campaigner, as candidate Trump, I want to pull out of all these foreign wars that we're not conflicts.
And I agree with him there. That's one area that I can say that I agree with President Trump.
It's hilarious. We talk about this all the time. For the first time probably in my lifetime, I see Democrats who are war hawks. They want to stay everywhere. Now they want to stay in Syria, Iraq, and Afghanistan.
I guess you haven't met Hillary Clinton, but she was kind of hawkish herself. But
well, okay, I'll give you that.
So I agree with pulling out of those wars, but we have to do it responsibly, and there's a process.
16 years, 18 years in Afghanistan. More than a decade in Iraq. It's not time yet.
No,
Syria.
I agree.
What do we got? What are we there for in the first place?
No, I agree that we need to pull out.
Get on the record. Jason agrees with Trump.
Hey.
All right.
Don't ruin my reputation.
I'm about to. We're going to get there. The wall, not from war to wall, the border wall. What are your thoughts? Let me do this.
Okay.
Is a border wall more politics or more security?
I think it's more politics. We've seen, the Congressional Research Service, which is nonpartisan, has said that the border barrier near San Diego has had no discernible impact on smuggling, on drug trafficking, or on migrants coming across the border.
You know why?
Why?
Because it stops right there. They realize all you have to do is go around.
Well,
we do realize that.
The vast majority.
You don't want to be the only ranch on the border that doesn't have a wall, because guess what that will be? That'll be the next checkpoint to walk right through.
Well, let me tell you something. Those ranches want undocumented workers to work those fields.
Ooh, I'm not sure about that.
They absolutely
Jason, I'm not
do.
Sure. I was down at Laredo, Texas, on the border last week. I talked to several ranchers who said, put the damn wall up. I'm tired of having the ranch literally being a highway from the border, into the countryside with drugs and human trafficking going on. I disagree with you there, but that's what we're all about here, is to talk, agree to disagree. What's the real solution then? If we don't do a border wall, how do we stop what's going on with these migrant caravans that want to approach the United States and come in?
I think that there's technology, scanners, drones. There are many different options.
What do we do?
Oh,
you want technology, scanners, and drones and Border Patrol. What do you do when you catch them?
Of course, you see if they have credible fear, if they deserve asylum.
I love you, because this is where Democrats get hung up. I want all the border security in the world. Let's use drones. But do you want to deport them, right? You want to put them back on their side if you catch them. No?
No. So it depends. There are 60,000 people who came into this country who actually met the burden of credible fear. I believe if somebody is coming and they're fleeing danger, that's what America is all about. That's why we accept the huddled masses. If they're coming,
but these people aren't fearing danger. They're not stopping in Mexico where they've been offered asylum. They say, no, we want to continue on to the United States. It's a better deal over there. That's not fear. That's fear of economic loss. The United States.
So there are many people who are afraid, and as a matter of fact, a lot of the transnational gangs that they are actually fleeing also exist exist in Mexico. So they actually are afraid to stop in Mexico. And also, let's be honest, if you have a better option, if I tell you let's eat at McDonald's or let's eat at
But
Mr. Chow's.
that's not what the Constitution said. That's what U.S. policy is, that as long as we're the best option, we'll allow people to come in.
We will
only allow people fleeing political persecution or death.
Absolutely. And if they are fleeing and they show up at our border, we are not going to deport them.
But Mexico's offered them asylum and protection. They don't want to stop there.
So there are some cases where that is true.
Let's move on. Can we do a couple more seconds of that ad about toxic masculinity and Gillette, please? Just let's watch that for a minute. Watch. And Jason, you and I will talk over this ad. Can you roll it?
Bullying.
The Me Too movement against sexual harassment.
Masculinity.
Is this the best a man can get? Is it? We can't hide from it.
Sexual harassment is taking over.
It's been going on far too long. We can't laugh it off.
Who's the daddy?
What I actually think she's trying to say.
Making the same old excuses.
Boys will be boys. Boys will be boys. Boys will be boys.
But something finally changed.
Okay, let's bring it out. Let's bring it out. So, Jason, look, I get it. Bullying is wrong. Treating women is wrong, the way they portrayed it there. But a lot of those things were going on in decades past. That was awkward watching that in sort of a real time. This could be happening now. You don't see that anymore. Is Gillette going too far, saying we're pushing back against something that was maybe decades old?
I don't think that's the case. I mean, we saw not far from here in Congress, people getting kicked out for doing things for decades and decades of time, women being mistreated. Bullying is still an issue. We got kids across the country who are committing suicide. I think it's important for people with a voice to step up and say, this is enough, and this is not what being a man is about. I know you're a family man, someone who I admire in this business, and I know that you're a man's man, but I believe that you would never do some of those things, bully anybody.
But my point is, Gillette, you're talking about a multi-billion, the whole industry is multi-billion-dollar industry. Is this, look, I get a PSA about enough is enough and stop. But I'm not sure they're not risking their. I mean, remember, Gillette's in the business to make money. It's a business, right?
Absolutely.
Is this a mistake on their part? They're getting a lot of pushback.
I mean, I really don't understand the pushback to that. I fully don't understand. I mean, it's like, are you in favor of bullying? If you're not in favor of bullying, you're not in favor of mistreating women or mansplaining them or all of the things that they showed in there.
So the difference, Jason, is that if you're Gillette or whoever, Kraft, whoever you are, you can donate to those types of causes. Once you put your brand name on it, you're basically saying, we're behind this push on ourselves, and it's admirable. Mm-hmm. I'm not sure it's financially sound.
I think it's a good investment.
Maybe it is.
We saw, for example, Nike, what they did with Kaepernick.
Yeah.
They took a stand, that was seemingly unpopular amongst a lot of people, and their stocks actually went up. They actually made more money.
The NFL dipped.
Right, the NFL.
It's recovered, but it dipped for a couple of years.
Absolutely.
Defending this kneeling for the national anthem.
Well, we could debate, because there are a lot of people on my side. I actually still don't watch the NFL because of, first of all, CTE, but also the way that they treated Colin Kaepernick.
Really?
And so a lot of people on our side actually boycotted the NFL as well.
Okay. All right, let's move on. We're unleashing a new segment. Ready for this one? Do we have some sort of full screen or something that racist ... or not? Most importantly, question mark at the end. You are our first victim
I'm excited
of this.
For this one, Aaron.
First segment. And again, I'm just bringing up ideas that people are talking about in the news in the recent past, and just let's have a little discussion whether it's racist or not, or homophobic, or sexist, or white privilege. Let's just talk about what it is.
Absolutely.
But there are two sides to most of these issues. I asked you, Trump racist, yes or no? I'm not sure you answered it. You don't have to. Elizabeth Warren, racist, for claiming to be part Cherokee.
No, I think she just, like many people. As a matter of fact, they say, some large percentage, 50% of African Americans claim to have Native American heritage, but literally only 2% of them do. Even in my own family, people were saying we're part Native American, and then, you really do a genealogy and you find out it's really not there. I think that it's just a mistake that Americans make. A lot of us think we're Native American, and we're really not.
So then there's that little line, like, I love the Latin culture. I just adore Latin people, Latin food, Latin music, everything. I try and speak as much Spanish as I can. Yo hablo español un poquito, no mucho, pero un poquito. I love it. Am I culturally appropriating Hispanic life?
No. There is a difference between appropriation and appreciation.
I need to hear it. What's the difference?
I think, if you like dancing salsa, and you like the music and you like the culture, and you're not, sitting there putting sombreros on.
So that was one of my questions. Cinco de Mayo, a celebration of Mexican independence.
Actually,
putting a sombrero on Cinco de Mayo is racist?
Well, I would say this. First of all, Mexican independence is actually September 16th.
I know, but they celebrate it. They celebrate it on March 5th.
And that's cultural appropriation, the fact that we're like, forget when
so
when
Mexicans are appropriate. So what? People who celebrate on Cinco de Mayo are culturally appropriating the actual Independence Day of Mexico.
Yeah, I mean, Mexicans don't celebrate Cinco de Mayo.
I love this segment. I can't figure out what's racist, what's not, what's homophobic.
That's what I'm here for.
The new Congresswoman Tlaib, is she racist for saying impeach the mother effer about Trump?
Is she racist for that?
Well,
no.
In this racist word, we can say, okay, so she's clearly politically incorrect probably for doing it.
Sure. She also did it at a bar. It was like at a restaurant or something.
You know, my whole problem with that is not what she said, is that she invoked her child. She said, I'll tell my son we're going to impeach the mother effer. I mean, that just was kind of gross.
Yeah, I didn't love that part of it. But, I'm not going to clutch my pearls because somebody said
racist
that.
or not, Megyn Kelly talking about when she was a child and wearing blackface was something that kids do, and she didn't find anything wrong with that. Racist or not?
Racist.
Straight up.
I'm going to say that's straight up racist.
What about those who? And I'm not defending. I'm just going to say, what about those who say, if I love basketball, I love LeBron James, and I wear a King James jersey, am I racist?
I mean, for wearing his jersey?
I don't know. I'm just
no, absolutely not. Now, if you want to paint your skin black, then yes.
Gotcha.
Then that's problematic.
Washington Redskins, racist or not?
Yes, I think it is.
Dallas Cowboys, racist or not?
No.
Why? Redskins is racist, but a Cowboy's not?
Now, if you had said the Kansas City Chiefs, maybe I would have been okay, or the Atlanta Braves. Maybe I would have been okay
why
with that.
Is a Brave okay, but not a red? Because the color of the skin tone is the issue here?
Redskin is actual slur. You know what I mean? Like, it's an actual slur and referring to their skin color.
Standardized tests, racist or not?
Whew. I think that standardized testing is not racist, oftentimes useless. And in many cases,
that's a really fair argument.
Because
you're not really testing the intelligence of the applicant or the test taker. You're measuring their experience with the language.
Exactly.
Interesting. I'll give you that, because when I wrote that one, I'm like, I don't like that people think a standardized test is inappropriate or racist or whatever, because I think that everyone should have a certain set of knowledge to succeed in the country and the world. But now that you put it that way, listen, I can be swayed on that one.
I mean, I look at it like you have a body of work as a journalist. If we put you on the spot and said, do something, for 2 minutes and
judge me on that, let's say it's painting.
Yeah.
Right, I suck at painting, but if they say we're testing your IQ on how well you paint this picture, I got you. I understand that. I stand corrected on gun ownership. Racist?
No, I'm actually a firm believer in 2A.
Excellent. Disagreeing with global warming.
I would say that it is not. I mean, there seems to be a lot of science that backs climate change. And we've seen with some of these storms and what's actually happened, I think we can err on the side of caution and go with things that are going to make our environment better.
New Orleans Saints.
New Orleans Saints. Are they racist?
The name. Not racist, but inappropriate. Saints, religion.
No, I don't have a problem.
All right, we're going to leave it right there. Jason, always good to have
Hey,
you on,
man.
man.
Absolutely.
And we're going to
Have
bring
me
you
again.
back because it's not often we get people that lean left to come up on the show. Have some fun, though. It was a great time with Jason. Thank you very much.